Hello. Welcome to another week of Plan to Protect with Melodie Bissell. Did you join us recently for our third series about safety? We just finished it. Everything came down last night. For just over a week, we connected with up to 500 people in series about safety. And we just had great interaction. It was a great networking event. We hope you participated in it. But now what? How do we maintain the momentum? Perhaps you've attended a conference. Perhaps you've taken some professional development, or you have read a really good book and you are so committed as you finish up that yes, you are going to be serious about safety. You want to maintain the momentum. I can remember attending many, many conferences and coming home from the conference really committed that I was not going to lose steam. I was going to hit the road running and I was going to make all these changes, implement what I have learned, and not lose the momentum. So during the next few weeks, I'm going to spend just a few minutes with you every week in our podcast talking about how to maintain that momentum and what are your next steps. So what are your next steps after attending professional development, reading a good book, attending our series about safety masterclass? Perhaps you have decided to go at it alone and really try to do this on your own steam. Well, I'd like to just give you a few tips, things that we have learned at Plan to Protect with our clients as to how you can find success in maintaining the momentum, in implementing a very safe environment. First off, I want to really encourage you to assess where you are today. Where are you today with your safety initiatives? Where is your policies? Where are your weak spots? I'm a big believer in SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. As I have done strategic planning for different organizations that I've been involved in, it has been really helpful to identify where you are today. What have you accomplished so far to help you get to the place you are today? Every one of us is committed to safety. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast if you weren't really, really committed to safety. You already have good initiatives already in place. So put your seatbelt on. Let's determine how we're going to move ahead as of today. So assess where you are. You can do that by looking at where your current policies are, asking someone to take a look at your organization and identify a gap analysis, determining what you're doing really, really well, what your weaknesses are, what opportunities face you to raise the bar on protection, and where are the threats, where are you in danger? Once you've done a SWOT analysis or an assessment, another really helpful tool is that free assessment tool that is on our website at plantoprotect.com. Doesn't cost anything, no obligation. We won't reach out to you unless you ask us to reach out to you. But join thousands of others that have taken the assessment to determine where they are at today. Then come back and take the assessment numerous times in the future. Every year, every 6 months, to identify where you are improving. You will actually receive scores in different categories. Once you've done the assessment, I would recommend that you pick up a copy of our Plan to Protect manual. It is considered the encyclopedia of best practices. You can buy it at any bookstore. You can buy it off of Amazon. You can buy it off of our store. The manual has been adapted both for faith-based organizations, or if you're a school, a day camp, sporting league, you can purchase our association version. And it is like the encyclopedia of best practices. It is a plan to establish a policy and procedure. It's a plan to think through training within your organization. It is a great opportunity for you to do a comparison between your own policies and those that we recommend a plan to protect. Just the other day, someone sent me a copy of their policies. And when I compared it to the possible policy and procedure steps that we recommend, there were almost 35 components that were missing. Yes, they had identified avoiding isolation, the 2-adult rule. They had mentioned transportation and reporting abuse, but that was it. There were so many more elements of the procedures and policies that were missing. So I would say do a cross comparison between the two documents, your policies and procedures and the Plan to Protect manual. The manual doesn't cost very much. It's less than $100, and you will receive a download code with all the policy and procedure statements that you can cut and paste into your document. I really want to encourage you to do the assessment and to do a cross comparison between your existing policies and procedures within your organization and the Plan to Protect manual. I want to encourage you this week to do those two things. Take time, if you purchase a manual, to read through the manual. It is a great tool to help you increase your awareness and understanding of abuse prevention and the protection of the vulnerable sector. There is an FAQ section on our website. If you have questions that arise after reading through the manual, go over to our website and check out our FAQ section. Again, many questions that others have asked that you will be able to get the answers to your questions. That's it for this week. Continue to maintain the momentum. Continue to think about how you will apply what you have learned to your organization. This episode of Plan to Protect with Melodie Bissell is sponsored by our Plan to Protect manual. Again, it's available on Amazon, any of your bookstores, or on our store on the website at plantoprotect.com. Thanks so much for joining me for another week of our podcast. See you next week. Don't forget, maintain the momentum.